Mix yeast with rice. This has been forgotten. I'll start by adding a cup of rice to a saucepan. Then see, I threw 3 cups of water, then I'm going to cover it and let it cook until the water dries up. Once the water has dried, this is how it should look. I'll remove the rice and then we're going to take the rice to a bowl. Then I'm going to book it and let it cool for a few moments. While here I have 100 milliliters of milk. I am going to add a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of dry yeast. I'm going to stir it well until the yeast dissolves a bit, remembering that the milk must be lukewarm. After mixing, I'm going to add this mixture to the rice that I had reserved. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt and mix well until well integrated. These ingredients. Many have forgotten about this recipe. It is super different and unique. I'm pretty sure they all love it. The next step will be to add 3 cups of all-purpose wheat flour little by little, while I mix until I reach a homogeneous mass. Right now I would really love to know who is viewing my recipes and from what part of the world they are viewing us. That is why I would like to know from which country or city we are looking towards each other, we interact. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of oil and mix one more time. It is more than a pleasure for me to send a special greeting to Wani Lopez from Tamaulipas, also to Elizabeth from the Dominican Republic and Ada Pasante from Florida. Thank you all so much for always keeping an eye on our recipes. Next I'm going to cover the dough with some transparent paper and let it rest for 30 minutes. After this time, our dough will have doubled its size. I will grease my hands with a little oil and then I will knead a little until it returns to its initial size. I saw this recipe that we are preparing online and I loved it so much that I wanted to bring it to you today. Here I have a baking mold, which I will spread well with vegetable oil. We do this step so that our dough does not stick to the mold. Then I will place our dough and I will spread it well throughout the mold evenly. Then we are going to take it to the preheated oven at 180 Celsius for 45 minutes. After this time, our recipe with rice would be ready. Look how delicious it turned out. Right now it would be a pleasure for me if you could rate this recipe from 1 to 5 or whatever opinion you have of it. That will be very helpful, so I'll know if I'm still doing things right. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and have a happy rest of the day. May God bless you and see you in the next recipe.